I should actually have you as a network
On LinkedIn?
or on my phone too. I just ask you random questions. Is that fine with you or no?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, so here.
Give me a second. I'm trying to network here.
That's totally fine. I don't even care.
Share number, 520-449-3253. My name is Andrew Turley, if you forgot. By the way, what's your name again? Lyle. Polygar? Polygar. Polygar. How do you spell that? P-A-L-A-G-A-R. Pretty much the way it's expected. Just my name.
Yeah. So how do you spell your last name?
Turley. T-U-R-L-E-Y. So like turkey instead of a K, it's an L.
Perfect. Yeah. I know. I was explaining. It's like pal, like I'm your pal, and then agar.
It's pretty much exactly what my mind thought it was. I just wanted to double check because sometimes people are like, hey, my name's Smith, and it's like Smith spelled the way you think. No, it's S-H-M-Y-T-H-E. I'm like, what? Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to get rid of the. Okay. All right. So we are going to just go through the XML HTTP request really quick. So this is AJAX, which is the technique of sending an XML HTTP request and getting information back.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's what AJAX is, right? So
Yes.
that's us using it right here.
That's what you think there for. I'm sorry.
No.
This thing doesn't have time off, so.
Yeah. And so when we created a new request and then on-ready state change, I'm not exactly sure
What on-ready state change means?
how to say, yeah. Do you?
On-ready state change just means that if, well, here it is.
Like when you retrieve the information and as soon as it's like changed to, I guess I have it now? No.
On-ready state change basically has like, it goes through the code like 400 and then 200. And
Well,
then,
actually, on-ready
think
state
that's-
change has codes, I think it's 1 through 4.
yeah, oh, okay, so.
So what you're thinking of is HTTP response codes. That's the 400 and 500 stuff.
Right.
This is a slightly different code system where there's, like I said, like 1 through 4. Each one of those means a different thing, and the server's in a different spot in returning the data to you.
Okay.
So, I mean, depending on what you might want to do, if you were piecing together, like streaming a video or something using AJAX, which is not a good idea, but you could do it.
Yeah.
You could receive chunks of data, and you could know what point the server is at in like sending the data to you, so you
Yeah.
can start appending the video chunks together.
So basically on-ready state change determines what number it is at.
Yeah, it's an actual property that has a number inside it.
Yeah.
So you can access that property, and then you know when you received that response, where was the server? What was the server doing?
Cool.
So it allow you to be able to figure out if the server is waiting on something, so that you can have like a little loading thing. If you're constantly pulling
Right.
the server saying, I'm looking for all the students in this class, and the server's taking a little while, if you keep getting a particular response code saying its server's working on the data, you can just show the loading thing until you finally get response 4, and then sit it and then spit the data out. So
That's where in that video it says, he puts in an if statement and the else would be the waiting.
Well, yeah, so that comes after this though. So that's why I was like clarifying the difference between on-ready state change and then we ask right here if the ready state is equal to 4 and the status is 200.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wondering like on-ready state change. It just fires that. It's not like, it's just firing the function to actually go.
Yes.
So on-ready state change is just like,
Well, every time the state changes, it still fires this function.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was 4 at once, but then it hits 2, then it'll fire that function because the state changed, and then it'll say, okay.
So is that not the best like way to start the function then? To fire that function?
So what do you what's the function doing, or what?
So this goes my request to on-ready state change equals function, and then whenever the state changes, it fires this function here saying if my request is a 4, or if the ready state is a 4 and the request status is 200, then do this, else do this, which is a good way to do it, right?
This actually wouldn't run until so it's not going to be. So basically, what you're doing is you're defining the function here, and so the function is just basically going to sit there.
Yeah.
You have to have
Right.
your actual something down here actually polling the server. Your actual XML.
Well,
HTTP
yeah, the
stuff.
open, then send.
Yeah.
So once this sends, it goes back up and says,
And
oh,
so
now if it's
where are you executing your function here?
It's
To
executing
initiate.
on the state changes.
no,
Sorry, no, it's when the
Um,
button's been pressed. Go down.
yeah.
It's right here. Get scores. So if you scroll up, function get scores. So whenever a button's click, it goes through here and does all that
Does
stuff.
all that.
So pretty much skip this, and then it'll go, opens up a request, grabs that request, and sends it.
Well, what's going to happen though in here is you're defining the function, but you're not actually calling it. So when you run get scores, it's going to define the function but not run it.
Yeah, not run the function yet.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing where the function actually would get called.
It'll be right here, my request. It will open up the connection, and then it will send that connection, a request. And so once that sends, it then goes, okay, the ready state change is a 4. And then
And it's just set equal to a function. So it's not like our function's
Well,
called
you're
anywhere.
you're
we were
storing
just-
you're based on the way it's written right here. You're trying to store the function inside on ready state change,
Yeah.
which that wouldn't get called every time the state changes.
So maybe that is why
It's not
every
working.
time we refresh, sometimes it's like waiting forever. Because the state changed, but it's not the correct state.
yeah, because
I mean, it'll. Let me look at your code again.
Because our function works. We're getting our information. That is coming from this
it
function.
will run one time. It won't run if you're trying to get it to run.
yeah, sorry,
consistently.
that's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah, it's only going to run once. So then,
Yeah.
yes, okay, then that looks like it'll.
it
be
will only
okay.
run if the button's being pressed, and then it will only check the status if the button that's being called is pressed.
Anyway, yeah. I don't. I understand everything else, but the on-ready state change. I'm like, is that the best method of my request to be like calling or like my request has tons of methods. So
So is this an example you found online? Because I'm still
Remember that YouTube video I showed you
Yeah.
about the get scores? So he put all that into a button.
hmm
So he created this function and put this function in another function called get scores.
I'm still kind of confused on how the on-ready state change function is getting run. I'm kind of
Okay.
confused on when
So-
is that getting called.
That's fine.
It looks like there's some magic in there that I don't see.
Let's do
It's-
inspect element, and then we'll just put a debugger on here, so we can.
Because
see it.
isn't on-ready state change a property that already exists inside?
Mhm.
Let me show you. Where is it at? Oh, here's my screen.
Oh, so on-ready
Okay.
state
Oh.
change. Once it changes, it's gonna.
Okay, so the way I understand it now is so that could be a property that's there for you to stick a function in. And so there's magic behind the scenes that I'm not seeing inside the XML HTTP object
That might be the.
that we're not seeing, but that's what that's for, is that there's nothing in there until you put a function in there, and then all the other code inside the XML HTTP
Right.
request object will run whatever function is in that property at that moment.
Yeah.
So, okay, I see.
If that's correct, then that's our explanation.
It's about the only
Well-
explanation I can think of that would make any sense.
Except I feel like a different method would work better every time. It's
So
just
is there
saying.
another way to do it?
Yeah, so instead of on-ready state change, we should be like, I don't know. I don't know all the methods, so.
I don't know, the way it looks
Well,
like
thanks
you
for
did it,
minimizing
looks
all
like
my.
it's-
No!
Just minimize it.
Oh, okay. That's
The way you
fine.
guys did it looks like a good way to do it.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll just continue on our little.
I mean,
Video.
if you're only wanting to run every time you press the button, the way that you did it is
Right.
should be
Yeah.
okay.
It's just like. get
Because
the
it's going to
information-
run every single time, but obviously only going to actually do something until the state is at 4. So
Yes.
yeah, it's good to me. I mean, so what were you guys trying to figure out? I guess
That's
the original
exactly-
question. Okay.
That was all. That was all.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
We're recording it right now, so.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you could grab some of the stuff that you said in the video and be like,
Sure,
hey, I taught this.
Alright.
Yeah, if you want to do that.
It's live. It's
Why
just
not?
probably gonna publish to YouTube.
Are you doing
Give you a
a
link.
hangouts
Yeah.
on air thing?
It's just gonna
Yeah,
be
we're doing
public. Everyone can see it.
Well, I'll just see the link.
Yeah, once
So-
you get it up, yeah, text that to me, so.
Sounds
Will do.
good.
Boom.
Okay.
There you go. That's your Ajax fluency for the
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
Watch it, I'll be recording. I'm just kidding. All right. So, yeah, so we just figured out that on-ready state change is a method that once the state has changed, it's going to do our function here. We'll delve into that a little more later. Okay, so we know what this is. It's checking to make sure everything's all right. And then we have the response, and we're getting it as text. And like Brother Barney was saying, we could get it as XML. Isn't that what he was saying?
Yes.
So there's a lot of different ways, but we're saying we want all of the text. And so then we're going to say, well, we want to work with it. And right now it's just a bunch of text. And so JSON is what we use to parse that text. And JSON does its magic and turns it into an object, right?
So with JSON, when it's parsing, would it format the data?
Yeah, that's what it does. That's all it does. In that one little line, it's like JSON.parse, and then there's JSON.stringify.
Okay.
So those are the two things you'd want to do. You'd want to either like say, take all my response text, the API weather that we grabbed, and make it into an object so we can like display it and work with it.
Mhm.
Or if we were like, I guess, sending data, we'd say like stringify this and then send it.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure the turnaround. Okay, yeah, so then we were able to just work with it and see that weather actually happened to be an array inside the API that was given back. It wasn't an associative array. So when we when I was viewing it, ooh, that might not be up anymore. Oh, yep, it's right here. Yeah, so here is everything we got back in that API. And most of these things were associative arrays, but this one has the array bracket. So we retrieved that information using square brackets and numbers instead of just key and value.
Uh-huh.
So gotta know what you're looking at so that you can display it back. Okay, and then yeah, what we were working on just now was we got the temperature back, and it was answer because that was a variable we put the parsed. So our object is now answer. So we said answer.main.temp to get the temperature, and then
What's dot main?
dot main was, so in order to get to the temperature, it was inside the main associative array. So we had to go
Kind of like.
object dot and then main and then dot
Yeah, so you
temperature
just
to get it.
scoped it a little bit down.
Yeah, we scoped it. So I guess we could have said the object dot main, and then that would have given us everything.
Correct.
Except that's not what we wanted.
You
We could have wanted that, but yeah, so we just wanted the temperature right. And then we set that equal to Kelvin temp. Then we did our little conversion.
Why'd you do the conversion?
Because it was in Kelvin. So I don't know why, but the temperature got set in Kelvin. So we figured out, oh yeah, we need to convert it to Fahrenheit. So that's where we converted it. And we're just checking right here to make sure that we actually got back a temperature before we do any of these calculations. So that's just error handling. You actually did that? Yeah. And then we've got our divs down here where everything is
being
displayed
displayed.
because we're doing document.getElementById. So we're grabbing all these IDs and displaying everything in it. So that is our document that we've done for 2 days. And we're going to work on it more.
Oh, so you're saying that the website we got the API from, the cloud weather, formatted data using JSON, using Stringify, sends that data over to us, which we captured or we asked for using Ajax. And then with the data that we grabbed, we parsed it.
Right.
So we can be able to
Yeah.
activate or
Because
use the variables.
we grabbed it response text. So we got it back as text,
Mhm.
but we could have gotten it back, I don't know how many ways, but other ways.
Okay. Otherwise, other than JSON.
So
but right now
I'm
we can
guessing
use
we'll
JSON.
just use response text a lot and then parse it with JSON and turn it into an object. But
Okay.
I mean, that's as far as I've been able to like
Interpret.
do.
So
Yeah.
then after we did that, we then were able to grab data using whatever object that it was being called for, right? So let's say we want a temperature, we went and did answer.main.temp
Well, okay, but why did we say answer?
because we put the response the response text as a variable called answer.
Yeah, but now it's already an object because we JSON.parse.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, I understand it.
Peace. Where did I put it? Where did you put it? You minimized
Sorry,
everything. What? Ah.
Oh my gosh, I think you closed it.
Okay,
I hate life.
live. What?
Hit start. Where did we end up?
Oh, no, it's not. That's this.
Go to your YouTube video.
What? Shoot myself.
Wait, did that show off? What is that?
No, that's downloads. That's just
Oh.
Dude. So that little bar that you moved up,
Yeah.
I hit hide. I didn't hit like
Oh,
stop.
you hit hide?
Yeah, I hit it. Where's our video?
So let's just do file.
It never ended. What the heck? Why is my computer going?
It's still live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so now we can end it inside here. Vote for your favorite moments.
how do you end it?
Well, I don't know, but
Yeah, hold on, we just gotta find it.
is it this? Like
Yeah.
if you clicked that, then you can. You're in this video call. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just want to stop it and then max.
You're already
Yeah,
in
take
it.
me there. Yeah, take me there.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
where we are.
Okay.
What the? Where was that? Stop broadcast.